So yeah, hi guys, thank you for clicking on this video. This is the Devops mock interview day 94. We already completed 93 mock interviews. So if you want to check that all mock interviews, you just need to go to your YouTube search. Okay, then just search for the Devops and easy. Nothing but Devops space easy. Devops space easy, then enter. You will get my YouTube channel, right, with 3.6k subscribers. And if you are looking for real-time training, what you need to do, you just call to my this mobile number or WhatsApp. Okay, my mobile number was 8500 411 773. You can check my latest mock interviews which I have conducted recently, and you can go to the playlist section, check the DevOps batch 1 demo, and I'm going to start the DevOps batch 2 in next few days. Okay, so if you see, this is the DevOps class calendar batch 2. Okay, here I mentioned for 10th March. Okay, but actually the batch will start at 17th March. So if you want to enroll from scratch for DevOps, please enroll right away for the discounted offer. Due to some Holi, I'm conducting a offer. So once we come into this after 10th, right, you will not get any offer. You need to pay a huge amount. But right now, offer was going on. Enroll it and upskill yourself. So these are the tools we are going to cover with AWS Cloud. Okay, Git, Jenkins, Terraform, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, along with a real-time project. Okay, and people will join for the mock interview. Okay, whoever enrolled for them, right, I will conduct a mock interviews as well, so that they will get confidence, right, while attending the interviews. Okay, no one will going to conduct a mock interviews. They will just provide you the training. That's it. But here you will get mock interviews and the class timing with calendar and when we will be having a holiday, and daily class will be at 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Indian time, from morning 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Indian time, that is IST time, Indian Standard Time. Let's wait for few minutes. Okay, let's people will join, then after I will start the mock interview. Okay, yeah, hi Arun, thank you for joining. Uh, Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir. So first of all, thank you for this opportunity. It's great to be here. My name is Arun. I have over 5 years of experience as a DevOps engineer. My core expertise lies in building robust CI/CD pipelines using tools like Jenkins and Git. Along with, I have extensive experience in containerization and orchestration with Docker and Kubernetes. Additionally, I utilize the Terraform for infrastructure as a code and Ansible for configuration management. I'm also skilled in monitoring and observability with the Prometheus and Grafana, which help ensuring the system reliability and its performance. And also, over these years, I have gained experience in a range of AWS services from compute, database, storage, networking, and in the security. So that's the snapshot of my experience. And I'm really excited about the opportunity to bring my expertise to a team and drive continuous improvement in development and operations. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for your introduction, Arun. Okay, I will try my introduction. If there is any feedback, please let me know. So I will just go with the flow.
Sure.
I didn't prepare for the interview. Okay, I just whatever came into my mind, I will just go with the flow. Okay, I will start my interview right now. Yeah, hi, thank you for having me today. I have over 7 years of experience in the IT industry with the exposure of Linux administration, cloud engineering, and along with DevOps practices. I've started my career as a Linux administrator where I got an exposure to work on Linux administration. So, Timothy, you can turn off your camera. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, again, you turn on your camera. Please, you can off your camera. Okay. Yeah, I will start my introduction again. Yeah, thank you so much for having me today. I have over 7 years of experience in the IT industry with a strong knowledge on Linux administration, cloud engineering, and DevOps practices. I started my career as a Linux administrator, where I got an exposure to work on automation and with Linux troubleshooting. Apart from of this, of right from the after 1 year, I got a uh, after 1 year, I got an opportunity to work on cloud services. So from the past 5 years, I'm working as a DevOps. Okay, out of 7 years, for the 2 years, I worked in cloud and Linux administration, and from 5 years, I'm working as a DevOps engineer, where I worked on multiple tools for source code management. We are using a Git for continuous integration and delivery with a Jenkins, containerization with Docker, orchestration with Kubernetes. Apart from this, for infra provisioning, we are using Terraform and configuration management using Ansible. And coming to AWS, I have experience in AWS and Azure both clouds. Coming to AWS, I have experience in VPC, S3 bucket, like managing S3 buckets, IAM, and EC2 services. That's all about me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, I might stuck. Okay, as a human being, definitely it will happen. So, yeah, if we don't prepare, definitely it will happen. Yeah, if you have any feedback, please go ahead.
Yeah, as you said, you did not prepare. So whatever the introduction that you gave, that sounds good.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Even if I was not prepared, yeah, I might be deliver a little bit better. Why? Because I did like daily conduct classes. I have practice, and it will be like a type of revision for me daily 1 hour. But not for like for you, not like that, right? You need to make an effort daily.
Absolutely.
Okay. I think no one will join. Can you please let's wait. Okay. Shall we wait for 2 minutes or shall we continue?
Yeah, sure. I'm okay with waiting. We can
Okay,
wait.
let's wait for 2 minutes. Yeah, hi Swapna, thank you so much for joining. Do you want to introduce yourself? Then we will start the mock.
Yes.
Yeah, do you want to introduce yourself or not?
No, sir.
Okay, I will share my screen. Let's have a short mock. Okay, I don't want to you right waste your time. So this will be totally on Kubernetes. Okay, I will ask you simple 10 questions. Can you please confirm? Can you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can see.
Okay. If you have anyone watching this video on YouTube, please like this video so that we will get motivation to upload more mock interviews. Okay, and if you are looking for training, definitely if you can able to see my mobile number, you can ping me on WhatsApp. So the first question will be how do you handle application configuration across multiple environments in Kubernetes? So how do you handle the application configurations across multiple environments? Like there will be development environment, testing environment, production environment, UAT.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you can create a namespaces in the Kubernetes cluster that will help you isolate the environments for different teams.
Okay, I don't want to isolate any environment right at the moment. I just want to deal with the configurations of different environments.
Yeah, we can use config map for the configuration in the Kubernetes. And secret, so we'll save password and all. We'll store our password and all. So configuration, config map and secrets we'll use for this.
Super. Yeah, you are right. Do you know how to create a config map?
Yeah, using manifest file, we'll do that. So,
Super. Yes,
okay.
you know the steps, right? How to create in using
I
manifest files, using manifest file. I'm not going like I'm not expecting you to write the manifest file, but at least you know right how to create it.
Yes, what, uh, sorry, API version as a V1 and metadata will use that. and after that,
You will not use kind?
yeah, kind is config map. After that, specification will and we'll use type as opaque, and we'll mention secret password, something like that.
Okay,
Whatever we want to.
okay. So how do you implement disruption budgets to maintain high availability? So regarding this disruption budget, recently I've attended one mock, not mock, sorry, one of the client interview. He has asked me, "Do you know what is pod disruption budget?" This is the question I got it. So what are the questions I'm asking, right? So I will just collecting from where, right? I've attended interviews. So whenever I attend any interviews, I will just keep that interview questions. Okay. I will just change some modification, right? I will ask you in different manner. So how do you implement PDB? Nothing but pod disruption budgets to maintain high availability. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you don't know, right, at least you need to mention that in the interview. If you sit idle, right, opposite person will not get it. So you should mention, like I said,
Yes.
I'm not aware of it, or
Okay.
like if you mention it, right, opposite person will get to know, then he will continue to next question. If you sit idle, it will not going to help.
Yeah, we just know that HA object we can use for the auto scaling, and kubectl auto scale will use for the minimize and means what
No,
increase the pod size.
I'm just asking, like, do you know how to implement a
No,
pod
sir.
disruption budgets? Okay. Arun?
No, we can go to the next.
Okay. If you mention it, right, then I will get to know, right? If you just keep
Sure.
silent, it will not help. So, how do you handle log aggregation in Kubernetes? How do you handle log aggregation in Kubernetes?
So it means so much of the logs are getting accumulated. How are we going to handle it, right?
It is nothing but a log collector. How you will
Yeah,
manage the logs?
So using a daemon
Yes, you are
set,
right.
we
You need to
can set
speak
up a
it,
pod.
yeah, confidently. Of course, using daemon set, right, we can able to collect logs of every node.
We can set up a monitoring and a logging agent.
Okay, how do you restrict access to certain Kubernetes namespaces?
yeah. Using network policy, we can restrict the flow.
We can
Node,
use
node
RBAC,
affinity.
right? Role
Yes,
based.
yes, Arun, you are right.
Sorry, what is the answer?
Arun, you can answer it.
RBAC, role based authentication.
Oh, yeah, sure.
How do you implement multi-cluster Kubernetes management? Am I audible?
Can you please go to the question one more time? So this is where we use the namespaces, right?
Multi-cluster. I am not asking multi-namespace.
Okay. So you will have to take a copy of a cluster in another zone create a cluster.
So how do you handle Kubernetes node failures?
So you first
We use
drain the node and
deployment.
it unschedulable using tail, and then we identify the root cause. Once it is fixed, we join again to the cluster.
Sorry, come again.
So we first drain the node, move the pods to another node, and we taint it so the scheduler will not schedule any more pods in it. So that's how we can gracefully
Yeah, you are right.
handle
You are almost right. Shall we go to next question?
this.
So how do you enforce network security in Kubernetes? How do you perform automated backups for Kubernetes persistent storage?
Can go to the next one.
How do you troubleshoot an application running in a Kubernetes pod?
Using kubectl pod name, we can use using kubectl describe pod. So using that, and we use kubectl top to check the usage of CPU, and so like in that three commands we'll troubleshoot that.
Last question for today. How do you optimize resource allocation in Kubernetes?
Using the resource limits, minimum and maximum.
Super, you are right. What you said, resource?
Resource limits,
Yes.
minimum and the maximum.
Limits and request, minimum and max, not minimum and maximum. Minimum maximum will be
Yes.
applied for deployment.
Yeah, request is the minimum required for the pod, and limit is the maximum.
Okay. So the coming to answers, how do you handle application configuration across multiple environments in Kubernetes? So use config map and secrets to manage environment specific configuration. So this is the API version v1 client config map, metadata name of your config map, and the right environment and the API URL. So what I can able to do, I can use this config map for my pod, right? Inside the pod, where env from config map reference and name of my config map. Automatically, whatever the data I've added, it will be applied to that particular, right? So how to implement pod disruption merges to maintain high availability? So disruption merger ensures a minimum number of pods remain available during voluntary disruption. Like for suppose if you are upgrading your cluster, right, then automatically whatever the pods you are there, it will be removed, okay, and it will update with the latest. Like if you are just upgrading not cluster, sorry, up, upscaling you are updating your application. So then what it will do, it will remove all the pods and it will create a new pods. Yes or no?
Yes.
So if you are using PDB, pod disruption budget, what it will do, it will try to run at least one node defined. If you say minimum available two, so two pods will be definitely going to be available even if you upgrade something, application upgrade and all those. Two pods will be available if you set a pod disruption budget, so that your application will not have a downtime. So two will be available Getting my point? So prevents downtime during
Is
deployment
it
or
different
node
than rolling
upgrades.
update?
Yes, if it is then only right we will apply pod distribution budget. If rolling update and PDB both are same, then we will use only one. Rolling update will try to write what it will do. It will maintain the replicas. In the rolling update it will try to upgrade your application. So while upgrading the application, what rolling update will do? It will try to delete and recreate the new pod. But if you set a pod description budget, okay, then rolling update, even if it try right, as there is a pod description budget applied, it will not going to do anything. Remaining pod
In what
it will be
situation we
removed.
use this pod description budget over
That's what I mentioned,
rolling
right?
update?
If you don't want to have a downtime to your application,
Okay.
prevent downtime during deployments or node upgrades. How do you handle log aggregation in Kubernetes? So use Fluentd, ELK stack or Loki to centralize logs. So like we will use a daemon set, name of your daemon set, selector, match label, template, containers. So just pod description, nothing but you will just give a budget where two pods should be available all the time. Whatever happens, I need to run my application with two pods. You can remember like this. If the interview in the interview if they ask, so what is the pod distribution budget? Okay. So if we can able to set the budget of running of pods in the node, if we set a pod distribution budget, even if we scale the application, two pods will be remain available all the time. Getting my point?
Yes.
So how do you restrict access to certain Kubernetes namespace? So use role-based access control with role and role binding. So API version, kind role, metadata, namespace. So if you see API groups, resources, pods, verbs, get list, nothing but if I apply this role, okay, then only I can able to get the pod and list the pod. That's it. Okay, I cannot able to create all these things. I can able to. So if you see bind the role to a user or group. So first you will create the role. You will attach that role using a role binding. Role binding name, namespace, subject, kind, name of the user, API group, kind role reference, kind role, and your role name. So how do you implement multi-cluster Kubernetes management? So use Argo CD to manage multiple clusters centrally. So using Argo CD cluster add command, you will add the cluster. So how this one we will going to add or when we discuss a real-time project. There I will implement Argo CD. There I
Sure.
will show you how to add a cluster to the Argo CD.
Okay.
So how do you handle Kubernetes node failures gracefully? So use pod anti-affinity to spread workloads across nodes. Set up cluster autoscaler to replace failed nodes. Use kubectl cordon and kubectl drain before maintenance. So what pod and anti-affinity will do?
Will not schedule the pods in the mentioned nodes. That's
Super,
opposite to affinity.
you are right. If some node was failed, and for that node, if you want, if you don't want to schedule, so I can have that particular node label, right? Then automatically pod will not going to schedule on that particular node. That is a pod anti-affinity. Yes or no? Apart from that node, it will what
Yes.
watching the labels, right? App equal to my app. If there is any right label with app is equal to my app, okay, what it will do? It will not going to. If it is anti, it will run on that particular node. If it is it is a affinity, it will schedule. If it is anti, it will not going to schedule. Getting my point?
Yes, correct.
How do you enforce network security in Kubernetes? So use network policies to control pod to pod communication. So API version, kind, metadata, namespace, pod selector, policy type, and ingress, and the match labels, ports. So like this, you will define the network policies. So blocks unauthorized access between microservices. So how do you perform automated backups for Kubernetes persistent storage? So you can use a Veloro for Kubernetes backup. So using Veloro install provider, nothing but you will give the provider AWS and the bucket name. Then after automatically whatever the Kubernetes persistent storage, what if you want, you can able to upload that in the S3 bucket. So Veloro backup, create my backup and include namespace and the my namespace.
We can use CS3 as well, no? To store the backup.
Yes, you are right. How do you troubleshoot an application running in a Kubernetes pod? So kubectl logs pod name or kubectl describe pod name, or you can able to debug via logging inside the container pod. Sorry, inside the container. How do you optimize resource allocation in Kubernetes? Use resource request limits to prevent resource hogging. Use cluster autoscaler to dynamically scale worker nodes. So resources request limits. So ensure efficient cluster utilization and prevents over provisioning. Okay, and that's it for today. If anyone looking for training, you know, right? You can ping me on WhatsApp, and these are the tools we are going to cover. That's it for today. I will stop the recording.